And if you really want to push the illustration more, you could have a more fisheye kind of camera, but it's a bit extreme. And again, to push the cinematic feel, we could add more light bloom. Like you could make it like that. And add vignette again. Easiest way is to just add more vignette. Okay, so I'll try to like treat this as how I work when I'm art directing other splash art. Because at West Studio, that's what I do.
Okay.
So first we start with the good stuff. So you can start off with the negative stuff because it will demotivate the artist. So for this one, it's really actually very pretty, and the rendering is already on splash level, I think. But for I think we could improve the pose and maybe some stuff in the cropping. Wait. Okay. So usually with splash art, you'll be used to drawing like low camera angle, and I think it's right now it's very like straight on, like eye level of a character. And a cheat we could do is like distort the canvas like that, and redraw some parts. So yeah, something like this, and then I think I could improve the anatomy a bit. So for anatomy, I really like TB Choice and the artist Tenten. It's a Chinese artist. I actually have their books here beside me.
Oh, TB Choice book on how to
TB
draw.
Choice.
Oh, okay.
And this the Chinese artist. But yeah, I could just link it later.
Okay. We'll put them in the description. Red, take note.
So yeah, for this splash art, I think her pose is a bit like too bent. Like if I was going to do it, I think we need to move the. Okay, so if we're going to make it a bit low angle, yeah. So for the top part, so if you look at the tilt right now of the hips, it's like that, and the tilt of the shoulders is also like that, and it would be better if it's opposite. So for the shoulders, we could tilt it like that instead. So maybe shoulders here. I'm not really used to like working like this live. It's very high pressure.
Alright, so it's a safe environment here. No pressure here.
Okay. So for her hips, I think it would be better around here. And let me. Yeah, feel free to ask questions.
Oh yeah, there you go, guys.
I think we could make the legs a bit more towards the camera. Like maybe.
Red says, "Don't worry, there are just thousands who will watch this." Heart.
This one could be maybe lower. This one higher.
Oh, okay. So Donzat is in the chat right now. He's live.
Mm-hmm.
He's excited. Okay. I'm scared to pronounce your name wrong. Tonzat. So I hope
Mhm.
I'm not butchering it. So let me know. Again, he's our honorary first international subscriber.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And he's the first blood.
Yeah, I hope you have
First blood
more
for
international people.
you know
So
how?
yeah,
Like and share, subscribe.
a bit
It's
like
the
that.
Brushpoint.
I'll just make it like super quick and dirty.
No, we like it messy here. It's all good. Yeah, these small tweaks, they're like
So I'm
really
I'm trying to
I see it
align
now.
with my sketch. So when doing splash art, we rarely have like a change as big as this when it's already rendered. So I'm sorry to the artist, but I'm going to butcher it for now, just for an example. But you don't really have to like copy it as one to one. Just I wanted just to show like how we sometimes like give big feedback like this, something like that maybe. And then, oops.
If you guys have any questions, once again, reminder, now's
And
your
this
time.
one, there's a little bit of tangent here on the clothing. So
And
maybe you
her
could
hair.
move it here. Yeah,
Okay.
move this one here.
Okay.
Oops. Yeah, I'm butchering the artwork. I'll just try to be as fast as I can.
It's all good. We're still within our average runtime. We have one question
Mm-hmm.
from Ishi. She is a fine art student from UP Diliman. So she says, just curious, is it better to draw the anatomy on eye level and then distort it? Or is it ideal to start drawing on the desired perspective?
Better to draw on the desired perspective. I'm just doing it now for a like super quick fix, but it's usually better to draw the proper way.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, because when I just started it right now, some stuff like felt like off, like her head, like her face. And if I'm going to fix the face, I need to like liquefy and to make it a bit more low angle like that. Oh, sorry, I'm butchering it again. But yeah, we need more time. But and for
The idea
splash
is there.
art, yeah, for splash art, the first thing you need to be looking at is the face. So if you're not looking at the face on your first look, and you need to change something. And I think the flower at the right part is a bit too distracting. So maybe you could tone it down a bit, or yeah, a bit like that maybe. And then so as you could see, I changed the cropping. Um, Before there was like a big space on the top, and when I distorted it, now there's less space. We could actually put it even higher, like a bit like that. So we don't have too many negative space, and the focus would be on the face of the character. And then we need to push the cinematic feel. Like usually when you mean when the client says push the cinematic feel, it just means like I use a round brush and increase the mood, the glow, and stuff like that. So for here, we could use a color dodge or maybe a linear dodge. I'm not sure. Okay, maybe that's too much. So for here, for the face, maybe you could brighten it up a bit, add a bit more glow, like that. And then we could add a bit more vignette.
So our splash arts, most
Mm-hmm,
because I watched Cheng Wei Pen's Insider, I think it was Insider
mm-hmm.
interview, and he said that word as well, cinematic. So are they
Mm-hmm.
always cinematic? They have to be cinematic.
Yeah, for the most part,
Okay.
it's always like a requirement.
Okay.
Maybe this foreground element can be bigger, or maybe it could be like that, or maybe too much.
Oh, we have a question from Red.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you had to do a very big adjustment to your artwork, like late in the process? Ooh,
It's
dangerous.
if you search for my so it's the character with the frisbee. What do we call that? Wait, let
Okay,
me search for it. A League of Legends character.
oh, sorry, I don't play League. Chat, help us out.
I forgot. Severe. Severe. I think it's severe.
Okay.
Yeah. So that character, I already rendered her and all that, and then suddenly I got a paint over like similar to what I'm doing right now, and so I
Uh,
had to chop up her legs, her body, and head, like, and realign it to the new lines. And yeah, it was very late on the process because sometimes they just like approve it, yeah, you just go on, and then suddenly they have like a new idea, or maybe a senior artist comes in and then like looks at it, and on that case it was Alex Flores. He saw it and he wasn't satisfied with it, so yeah, he gave me a new like a new sketch, yeah, something like
oh, he
that.
says, oof.
It's a quick edit, but it's actually really good already, and I think the artists who did this could already like land like proper jobs for like illustration marketing stuff.
Let's go,
Yeah,
tons, tons
I'm just
at.
like making extreme revisions like to show you what's still possible, but it was already really good.
Some
And
small
one more
tweaks, right?
thing that I think that's oops, sorry. One more thing, if you really want to push it as a splash art, is you need to push the materials. So, like for example, on the skin, on the fairy parts, on the flowers, maybe you could add glitters. On the on the sunlight, maybe you could like add some dust floating around, and yeah, minor stuff like that can make an image more cinematic and feel more realistic. Because right now it's super clean, and yeah,
Thank you.
I didn't really follow it exactly, but I think makes it's more effective a bit right now. So this is the before and after.
Oh, and you zoom out. So that's also important. It has to
Yeah,
read from
yeah. When
afar.
I yeah, because we artists we like to like really zoom in super early and render all the details on the eyes, on the hair, and but those things doesn't really matter as much. When the people see your art, they see it as the whole image, and they don't really zoom in on the face like what we do. So we also need to work like how it's going to be seen by the public. Oh, and one more thing, I think this cloth here, it disappears behind her arm, so maybe we could extend it. Maybe add a bit more flow, like that,
Oh,
or
Tonjat is
something.
asking, how can I know when to stop polishing on material?
Um,
Tricky question right there.
so when you're polishing, you only need to polish on the focal area,
Cool.
like here on the face, maybe here, and maybe a bit on there, and some on her weapon here. Polish that a bit. So there, maybe a bit like that.
Okay. And one more question from
Oh, I
Ishi
forgot
on
this
this
one.
one. Do you photo bash to add textures on different materials? I think, wait, so let's try to categorize this question or like expound on it. So for splash art, for example, do
Mm-hmm.
you photo bash? Because I know for concept art, I think it's a must to photo bash because
Mm-hmm.
time is one of the key elements there for concept art because the turnover is fast. But
Mm-hmm.
for splash art, do you photo bash?
Only in the later on the final stage, but not in the thumbnail stage. Because I don't want to depend too much on the photo, or like you spend too much time finding a perfect photo, and just it's usually better to just draw it. But on the final stage where everything is like already rendered, and you just need to maybe add maybe a scale texture, or maybe a texture of sparks, fire ember. Yeah, you could photo bash. Sometimes we do it, but we make sure to tweak it so it's doesn't look like a photo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you still paint over it, so you don't
yeah.
just use it as is. Okay.
Yep. You could also apply like a filter, like maybe like posterized cutout, or maybe you could blur it a bit
The
and just paint
hacks.
on top. Yep.
Okay. So there you go, Ishi. Oh, also, just to clarify, for concept art, but when I said it's a must, it suggested, but there are still concept artists who don't photo bash. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
one called Andy Park from Marvel, so he doesn't photo bash at all. So
Oh
again,
yeah.
it's a tool once again. So don't feel ashamed of photo bashing. Just do it properly without stealing. Okay, don't never steal. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
never like um copy someone's work. All right, without their permission or like just don't copy anyone's work. Very, very important, guys, when you photo
Yep.
bash. Okay. Oh, okay. Before we move on to this, we have a question from Kate. I've heard from past artists who didn't go in the college route, and I'm just curious if you would advise getting college education for people who want to work in the same industry as you do. Has it helped you?
Um. So for Filipinos, I think you need a college degree if you wanna go abroad.
Yeah, for the
So yeah, that's
visa.
the short answer.
Sabian.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're already in the US, you don't really need college degree. Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people in the game industry don't have degrees. Some of them are
Yeah.
high
If you
positions.
just
So
wanna yeah, stay in the Philippines, yeah, you don't but for to go abroad, you need like college degree, because they check it. It's one of the requirements, like, so they know that you're a high skilled person, so they allow you to go abroad and stuff like that. Yeah,
That's
it
another can
sucks.
of
It's a
worms.
Philippines thing.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
there's the whole. I know we have like a document that's only exclusive to us if we're gonna if a
yeah.
company's gonna endorse us. I don't know if your wife went through that, but it's pretty hassle. So there's also that added layer. Anyways, it's a can
There's
of
a lot of
worms.
bureaucracy. Yeah,
Yeah, unfortunately, guys. Yeah, thank you for that question, Kate. Okay, we
yeah.
can move
Okay,
on.
let's move on. Thank you to Ton's Hat for this really great
Tons
work
of,
and Ton's Hat. Yeah,
yeah, he says thank you as well.
cool. And
We
here
have Mr.
from
Raff.
Bath, how do you say that? Yeah.
Oh,
So,
he's really Raff, but he wants to be called Baff. All right.
so he says, I wanted to know what I can do to push this or what shows weakness. Hmm. I actually viewed the artworks this morning, and so I have an idea what to say, and I wrote down some stuff. So for this one, storytelling is really good. It's clear. Like there's a town at the upper right, showing that the corruption and from the knife is reaching the town. So that's really good. And rendering is really good as well. For changes, I think. Well, one thing I noticed was she's wearing heavy clothing, and she's going to the water during winter, and it's not really practical to submerge your clothing on freezing water. So that's like a concern I have for the storytelling here. Like she's going to have like hypothermia or something. So in terms of the technical stuff, I think the blade is making a tangent on the river edge. So maybe you could put more, yeah, and just make the corruption like dripping down or something. Like maybe like a web or something. Yeah, whatever.
Spreading.
Mm,
So it has a connection to get into the water. Is that what you're
mhm.
saying? Okay,
Well,
okay, got it.
because right now, if you look at I didn't really saw the knife when I first opened this artwork. I thought it was just like she was just casting magic, and I didn't really see this. Because if you look at the values, the whole river is very dark, and the knife is also very dark. So it's merging when I look at it. Like here, I mean, like here, the edges are merging.
Oh, okay. On
So
the
if it
topic of
was me,
tangents.
yeah,
Oh yeah, wait. Continue
yeah,
first.
yeah,
To
yeah.
the top.
Oh no, yeah. I was saying this is what I would do if it was me.
Okay.
Maybe improve the silhouette of the. Maybe there's a bit of glow or something. To improve the silhouette.
While we're on that topic of
Mm-hmm.
fixing that or tweaking that, Father Zeus is asking. I just call him Father Zeus because his name's Zeus.
Cool.
Zeus is asking, in your experience as an art director, are there common mistakes you often see artists make? Wait, art director? You're an art director? No, no, no. He's not an art
Yeah,
director.
yeah. No, I'm actually an art director, freelance for West Studio.
Oh, freelance
So yeah.
art director. There we go. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm. So
Oh, right. Uh-huh.
because in West Studio sometimes Ming Chen is my boss there. He's the like lead art
Oh,
director. He's super
Ming Chen
good.
Chen.
Ming
Yeah,
Chen
yeah.
Chen, yeah. Like
Uh-huh.
he's like one of the best. And yeah, sometimes he can't handle all the splash art, so I get a few of them and yeah, I art direct them. So I do exactly the same thing I'm doing right now. I do paint overs like this, exactly like this. So
I'm sorry. My brain had a fart. I forgot I just said you were an freelance art director earlier on. I'm
no
so sorry,
worries.
guys. It's been a
I
rough
think
year.
yeah. So one thing I also notice is the magic flow is confusing. Like this one is like this, and then there's another one here. So I think it would be better if we have a better flow. Maybe could wrap around the hands and maybe separate these two. I'm not sure what's happening on this one.
I
So
believe she's purging the dark juju from it.
yeah. So maybe this one
Mhm.
could connect to here instead, like that.
Oh, okay, I see. I see.
And maybe the black one could
It's like a
separate a
filter.
bit, from the ball shape. Maybe the black one could be more wavy, like more messy or something, more like alien or something. And this one is going to be super smooth. Sorry for the messy art. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all
And
readable.
another thing, I think the horse is kind of awkward right now. And I think we
It's
could
tough.
use the horse to help with the composition. Like maybe the horse is here. Maybe the horse is looking at what she's doing,
Oh, you have to.
like something like that. It's a very rough drawing. Whatever. Do you get my idea? Yeah,
That's a head. Okay. Those are the legs at the back. Okay.
yeah. Because in
How's that
composition,
arched? Okay.
the it's looking a bit awkward because you want to have the things like pointing toward the focal point, and right now the horse is looking outside, so like, everything
Oh,
is pointing here, but
and
the
then the
horse is pointing
collarbone.
outside, so it feels a bit like breaking the flow of the canvas. So if you have the horse looking here, he's following the flow, something like that.
It's cute. This is just like going up close to the master.
Maybe you could have the
Looking up.
tail here or something. And then I think the rendering of the water needs a bit more work because right now everything seems similarly like a bit matte, and we need to make it a bit more shiny. But rendering water is really difficult, so you need to have like a lot of reference. Like maybe you need to have like super strong highlights here to make it feel more shiny. And you need to have more darks. Just trying to make it messy. Usually I spend like an hour or so or more per feedback like this. But now I'm just like using 15 minutes or less. And if you really want to push the illustration more, you could have a more fisheye kind of camera. But it's a bit extreme. And again, to push the cinematic feel, we could add more light bloom. Like you could make it like that. And add vignette again. Easiest way is to just add more vignette. Oops. So there, it's before, after. Maybe I shouldn't cover her arm like her hand like this, but yeah. And that's it. Thank you, Raf. Oops. And let's move on to the third artwork. This one is
Zeus.
by Zeus. He says, I want to know how I can improve my storytelling skills when showing moments, the scene happening for future works. I would really also help if you could point out fundamental weakness. Okay. So this one's, I really like the storytelling here. It's a very, very clear. Like there's danger behind her. And rendering, you understand rendering properly, like the shine on the tongue. But I think the issue here is more on the forms. For example, her anatomy. So I think her belt feels too low. And then I think the lighting on her face needs a bit more work. Because if it's a bounce light, it shouldn't be this bright. And maybe it should hit her cheeks a bit. Let me start painting. Oops. So her belt could be higher here. So for the lighting, I think we could make her hat cast the shadow more here. So right now I'm doing a different approach where I'm painting directly instead of doing a line art first. But usually it's better to paint to draw the line art for me because it helps me understand the forms better. And here, if you notice the highlight on her arms, it's kind of disappearing, and we need to make sure that it's more obvious where the light is hitting. So for her face, I downloaded a photo with an underlight here. It's too scary. And as you can see, there's a lighting hitting the cheeks. So we could copy that. Maybe right here. And a bit on the eyelid, lower eyelid. I think her neck also needs a bit more work because when you're drawing the neck, it should connect near the ears. And maybe move the skirt near. So I have a technique here that really helps me when when figuring out other angles of an object. Like right now, when you look at the flower, I can see that I think the the angles, it doesn't feel like it's seen from the underside right now. And I think the artist is having trouble like figuring out how to rotate the flower in 3D space. So a technique I use is to go to Sketchfab. Like here. Oops. Maybe you could type flower. Yeah, so in Sketchfab you could like type random stuff in so you could figure out how it looks on a different angle. So like this. Oops.
Those are
And then
some
what I
hacks
do
right
is like
there.
take a screenshot and maybe paste it here. And then you could copy it. You could trace it if you want. But yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong
No,
with that,
so
guys.
long as you're
Hmm.
learning and you're not copying exactly, you need to still put your own thing. Yeah.
We got a question from Tonzap.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I take a break from a finished artwork to reset my perspective on it and find things to improve later. Do you have any way faster to critique yourself? I think he means, do you have any way to critique yourself faster or soon? Yeah.
I think it's the same. You just need to look for more reference. Like I've seen a lot of artists like draw wrong anatomy, and I think the easiest way to solve it is just take a photo of yourself doing whatever the character is doing, and use a lamp, maybe use the sunlight, or make sure you copy exact lighting, exact pose, and yeah, that would help you like see it on a fresh perspective because you're basing on reality by doing that. And yep, that's it. Oh, and I also have a I also have like these figures I could post. Oops.
That's cute.
So yeah, it's censored. So it's
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
for YouTube.
but yeah, if you
Dave
have like
Calviz.
something like this and a lamp, that would help a lot. Because sometimes I use 3D, but it's very well. I don't enjoy using 3D to post a character as a reference. It's easier to like physically touch it, like a figure, or just yeah, take photo of yourself or your girlfriend or whatever wife. Anyway, I think we could, since this image is like a bit scary, maybe we could tilt the horizon line
Dutch angle.
to have like a feeling of uneasiness.
Sure.
Maybe like this. We could also make the foreground stuff a bit closer. It's a bit too much. Maybe just this one here, like something like that. And the final touch is adding the cinematic bloom again. Like maybe like that. Then color dodge. Or I have figured out a technique here. When you're using a linear dodge or color dodge, sometimes it feels a bit like washed out like this. And one way to fix it is to uncheck this one, transparency shape layer. If I uncheck it, it feels more natural.
We got the off tangent question.
Hmm.
So from Ishi, what if you don't have a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend? How do you have to,
Yeah,
like,
that's
for
why I
example, you
have
have to
a
draw a girl. Yeah. Oh, you
that's
have
why
the
I have a
figurines.
figure. Yeah,
Okay. There you go,
or you
Ishi.
could
That's for you.
install an app, and there are a lot of apps that have like posable figures. I think one is called the Magic Poser. Yeah.
I'll make that as well. Oh, she's asking. I'm curious if you have a warm up routine before making a full illustration.
Um. Yeah. Sometimes, like, um, when you're going to study for something, for an specific artwork, you need to study something that exactly relates to it. Like, if you're going to draw an action hero, you need to study like maybe comics or like just superheroes. Like, do a lot of sketches of that. So once you start the job, you already have a good understanding of it. So whenever you're studying, you shouldn't just do random stuff like, I'm gonna study random perspective, random characters. But the better way is to like target what you're studying, like be specific as possible. And then yeah, so maybe something like this.
On the topic of the cinematic bloom, Red is asking, is
Yeah,
the cinematic bloom a Riot secret sauce or a Dave Calviz
yeah.
secret sauce?
I think it's a Riot one.
Cheng Wei Pen used that specifically in that video where someone's interviewing him near the end.
Well,
That's when they add this. Cheng Wei Pen, that
he
when
said,
he got interviewed, to make it look more cinematic at the end, they
mhm.
have to. Like, that's at the end after they do the thumbnails,
Yeah,
all the line work, then the color. I think it's color roughs before they do that. So,
yeah. So I'm just adding like more highlights maybe here to make the
and they're
lighting a
really
bit more consistent.
small tweaks, but those changes really made this little dramatic. I remember, I remember when Zeus first submitted this before in Brushpoint,
Hmm.
so a few months back. It's come a long way. So has Father Zeus. He's
And the
not a dad,
background,
by the way. I just call
he's
him
a what?
Father.
Ah,
He's not a
okay.
dad. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, sorry. We were saying about the background.
Oh yeah, for the background, I noticed that if you look at here, the sky or the far forest is a bit gray, but here it's a super saturated green. And when doing backgrounds, it's better to like clamp the colors and values more together. So I could just use a large round brush, like do something like this. Like it's merging the values a bit together. So it looks more clean when you zoom out. It feels more blended.
It's my first time hearing that trick. For this one.
Yeah, it's a Riot thing as well. If you look at all the splash art, like the background has like a hazy fog. So you'll notice it the more you look at. Yep. So here, thank you to Zeus for this. I hope this helped the artwork a bit.
Here goes Zeus. Move move on to the next
And
one.
then
Oh, we're not done yet.
the final one is the.
Are we? Oh, are we done with Zeus's artwork?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you to Zeus. Any comments or questions?
Oh no, he says thank you so much. This is really insightful. And make a note taking emoji.
Cool.
Is it the same principle for the atmospheric perspective? I'm assuming this is referring to the sky being like a bit gray, dull, and then the greenery being vibrant. So you made them closer to each other. Does that? I
Yep.
think red means does that apply to atmospheric perspective as
Yeah,
well?
it's the same actually.
Okay.
So in reality, it only happens when there's like thick fog, but in splash art, like everywhere it happens, even inside the interior, it's going to feel like there's a fog inside. So here, artwork from JM. I want to know how I can improve this illustration in terms of composition, mood, and rendering so I could apply it to my future works. Mm. Yeah, the storytelling is great again. And I like the red dragon against the green. It's a good contrast. And if I'm going to change it, I think the artist here has a really good understanding of like rendering. Like if you look at here, it looks very 3D. This finger, but I think it's not consistent on the whole image. The forms are not consistent. Like if this is going to be a clothing like a bandana, and I don't see any folds right now. And then I think for artworks like this, since you're designing a character that doesn't exist, it will you need to spend more time on the actual designing part. And right now, I think it doesn't look as much as Willump. Because if we look at Willump, he has smaller eyes and a bigger nose. So if it was me, I would try to stay closer to that. Wait, maybe I'll remove the eyes first. Maybe that kind of proportion is what we're looking for. And you could still apply the cut eye idea. And if you look at the dragons from How to Train Your Dragon. Oops. Right here. Maybe we could add like different skin tones and more texture on the face. So yeah, if it was me if I'm going to design a splash art of a character that doesn't exist, I'll need to spend more time on the concept stage, like do a proper concept first before you draw like this, because it shows that it needs more time to be designed. Maybe you could add like nose like here, or whatever. And yeah, make sure to add like um more texture, like scales, maybe darker eyes. Maybe it could be like that, his mouth, so it's a bit closer to the base. Oops. Yeah, something like a cat. And I think the current artwork is a bit too the dark. It looks a bit like horror right now, and if I think it should be more like vibrant, maybe brighter. We could use a lighten. I think my Photoshop is lagging.
Right. No,
Did it lag?
just looking. I think it's that. But we got a clear image of it. Zoomed out so far. Technical difficulties.
Oh
Oh
no.
no, did you save
No, I didn't
the
save anything.
the eternal art struggle? Well, they can always just view the recording.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
when I
is
receive
there?
feedback from Riot sometimes, I just get a JPEG, no PSD, so it's just a flat feedback.
Damn,
Paint over. Oh, I think I need to restart the Photoshop.
it's all good. Are you still gonna? Oh, there's still
Oh,
stuff you're gonna tweak with
yeah.
JM's piece. Okay, you want to take a screenshot to remember?
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I think. Oh, okay, I thought it stopped freezing. So reality, right there. We always say in Brushpoint whenever we're like hanging
I'm
out,
sorry,
say
guys. I didn't save.
it's all good. I think it's even a metal pen thing. You're part of metal pen, right?
Metal pen? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's been a while, but also there they always tell people to save. Oh, Red is asking, did you do that Yasuo skin too?
Oh no, this is from Jennifer Whistling, I think.
Jennifer West, of course.
Oh, I'm just going to end task. End task. Wait. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, your wallpaper.
Yeah, I have like randomized wallpaper from all of the League of Legends stuff. Like hundreds of, I saved like hundreds of splash art. So like every day I could see a random splash art.
Yeah, before you like see the same one repeat to go through 100 more. Scope.
Yeah. Oh no, we didn't
That's so
get the
cool.
fourth one.
That's
Goodbye.
cool. You call your code your actions.
Yeah, whatever. Start again. But I'm not going to do the paint over anymore on the face. Sometimes when that happens, it's better to like do it again instead of like figuring out how to save your stuff, like how to get the recover the file, blah blah blah. It's usually better to just do it again. So since we're looking down on the character, I think it's important to have like a reference on the how the camera on the direction of the camera angle, because right now there's nothing to help us understand the flow of the camera, because the branch here doesn't give us any information. So if it was me, maybe we could put the rest of the tree there. Um, but I don't think it's going to help much. I think what could help here is like adding like vines, like pointing pointing down like that. Oops. And maybe like that. It's going to help with the camera angle. And you need to watch out for with the values, because right now the stomach is super bright, and it's the first thing I look right now. Maybe you could add some lighting. Wait, how many minutes do we have?
Well, since this is the last, it's not. We don't really like to put a time on it, but we're still in our
Okay,
average run time. We did start beyond 8 o'clock, so it's all good. We can have
okay.
like 10 more, 5 more. Up to you.
And maybe we could add a bit more light on Nunu. But yeah, I think the most important thing to work on this image is the design, because it's the weakest part right now. Like for example, the wings looks like it's not part of the dragon. Maybe add some red here. Add some shadow and yeah, whatever. Just more details, more design, a bit more details. And yeah. Oh, and one more thing. So since Nunu is higher here, should make sure that the values are clamped together. So I could just do like a quick fog underneath. Yeah, but something like that to push the depth of the image. Could also add some light rays, God rays. Yeah, maybe something like this. Oh, I saw there was another artwork there. Should we give notes to that one, or
Oh, JS already
oh, it's
messaged
past the deadline?
to the. Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, so a bit like that. Yeah. So here's a before and after. Okay. I guess maybe that's it. Yeah, thank you, JM.
Very dreamy. There you go.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
believe
always the bloom, like the secret sauce. Always the bloom.
um, no last call for any questions to our listeners right now, to our watchers. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. I'm kidding. Can people reach out to you if ever they want advice or like, if
Yeah,
they need help with their
I
feedback or
think
something
it's
like that?
better to just email me at
Uh-huh.
davecalvis at gmail.com.
What's your Gmail again? Dave
Gmail,
Calviz
Dave Calvis. Yep.
at gmail.com. Okay.
Mhm. Or message me on whatever social media. But it's
JM
better
says
to be
thank
just email me.
All right. All right. There you go, guys. And where can
Cool.
people find you if they want to support? Do you need support in anything like subscriptions?
Maybe
Like,
on my YouTube. It's like 85K subscriber right now. Maybe we could push it to 100.
let's go, guys.
Yes,
Let's get
let's
that.
go.
Don't you get like a silver plaque or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. I
Okay.
hope we reach it someday.
Okay, there you go, guys. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, which we'll also link in the description down below. Take note again,
Cool.
no? Read along with the books you mentioned.
Oh yeah,
All
right.
right. All right.
Yep. Any
So,
more questions?
no, only gratitude. Like JM says, thank you for the feedback. We'll definitely put more effort to the concept design before jumping to the full illustration. All
Cool.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck to all these artists. I think they're all on the right path right now. Just
You
keep
heard it.
pushing.
You're there from Dave Calviz, everyone. So once again, we are now signing off, and I believe you are our last interview for the year, and then
All
we'll
right.
resume next January.
Cool.
So we're ending with a bang, everyone. So thank you to everyone who has made this year fruitful, and we hope to see you again next year. We got more. We got more in store, along with like other oh, I don't want to spoil, but we got other content planned. So hope to see you there, and we'll let you know, Dave, when this video is up. I believe it'll take 1 week to process.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Sure.
and with that, no more questions, guys. Okay, I think we can cap it off here. We're gonna hang out for a bit off cam with JS and Red. But for everyone else, thank you for watching, and we'll see you around in the server. You can hang out with us. We got Santiago Paris in our server as well. He's been hanging out, and as well as like wait, he
Mm-hmm.
hasn't hung out in the lounge, but he's been chatting and stuff.
Cool.
But Anthony Avon has been joining us in the
Mm-hmm.
lounge. You're also free to join us
Yeah.
if you're yeah.
Yeah. When I
Uh,
have free time.
yeah, no pressure. Again, same with Santiago. It's not like we're forcing you to hang out, but if you feel like it, it's a safe space for everyone. So yeah, we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
here, and we're gonna
Thank you
do a
for
little.
having me. Yeah.
So, of course, we have an esteemed guest and Kababayan. So who are we to say no? Of course, it's a great opportunity to interview you, man. So yeah, hope you had fun. And
Yeah. I
goodbye,
had
everyone.
fun.
We're
Yeah. Thank you,
gonna end
everyone.
stream.
If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. But if you're still looking for more ways you can learn, just head on down to our website at brushpoint.io, where you can watch behind the scenes of this video, watch our live interviews and artist interviews a week earlier, art processes, tutorials, art talks, and lives every single Friday, and even a way to join our Discord community. Just check out that website. Well, that's it. If you want to share this knowledge, well, share with your friends. Like the video, and of course, subscribe if you want more content like this. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.